Had to be 4 years ago. There will come a day when you will wake up and your country will be unrecognizable, where everything has been flipped on its head. You'll say, what? Did I slip through a wormhole where black is white, white is black, right is wrong, and wrong is right? 2 + 2 = 5. I think we're here. I mean, all that's left, really, is to have creepy Big Brother watching you from screens everywhere. I think we might have reached that point of unrecognizability in this country. I don't even know what our values and principles are anymore. Here's what I want you to take away from the show today. The day the country can't differentiate between good and evil, between right and wrong, is the day we as a country cease to exist. Are we there yet? I don't know. But I saw an interview on MSNBC. I mean, we pay somebody to watch MSNBC. I ain't watching it. There was an interview on MSNBC, and it was based on a New York Times article. And this New York Times author, as she's on, I want you to watch her face. She's actually mocking it when she says it, and she's smiling like, hey, can you believe this? They're making a great case on a day-to-day basis on MSNBC that we no longer can tell the difference between right and wrong. Apparently, the New York Times did a big expose uncovering how Mitt Romney's Mormon faith motivates him. Okay, you want to do something on religion? Cool. But this, remember, watch this. This is intended as a segment that would be negative on Romney. Listen to the expose.
What we were really looking at is the biographical influence of faith on Mitt Romney's life. Some of the things that we see he learned from the church is a real emphasis on persistence and resilience, a real emphasis on rules. And another interesting thing I learned is that prayer plays a huge role in the way he sort of approaches the world and makes decisions. He prays quite a lot, quite seriously, and he has prayed on both political and business decisions. One of the most interesting is a belief in American exceptionalism. Every political candidate goes out on the trail and unfurls his or her patriotism, right? But Mitt Romney's is a little bit different. Because Mormons actually believe that God had a plan for the United States, that the country is sort of divinely inspired, that the Constitution is divinely inspired, that our country is marked by God to play a unique role in history.
These are bad traits? Really? He actually, quite seriously, he prays. And he believes that America is divinely inspired. Look at this. Romney often preaches about obeying the rules. There was another headline that went underneath there, question of his faith. His friends say his wholesomeness is real. And the Constitution is divinely inspired, and this nation was ordained by God to make a difference in the world. Didn't our founders believe that? Didn't the Pilgrims believe that? Didn't we used to believe that? Man, the media, one of us is in a black hole of misunderstanding. One is living in such an incredible bubble, but I don't know which ones. Are they living in the bubble or are we? What's reality in this country anymore? Full disclosure, yes, guard your children, I am LDS. Just like Mitt Romney. Oh, we're making plans and plotting against the country. Or no, we're down on our knees and praying for the country. I don't know which. Look, we could sit here and we could argue about religion back and forth, whatever, and, to each his own. But this is the thing you really have to figure out is, are they right about think that America is divinely inspired? Or are we right? I believe this country was divinely inspired. You know what? The media will destroy themselves. We could sit here and argue back and forth about them. We could argue about, faith. We could argue about the president, whatever. But don't you think it's time we start playing offense and not defense? Instead of picking apart what they say and say, that's not true. How about we hold them to their own standards, honestly? Remember this tonight. If you want to play offense in this game, lies, smears, and violence aren't necessary. The truth will be your strongest weapon. Do you think 51% of this nation still know the difference between truth and lies, right and wrong? I'm not sure. I think I know the answer, but I don't know what I believe anymore about our country. Here's the latest example. The latest attack on Mitt Romney is, of course, Bain Capital. Oh, those evil investors. Here's the ad they're running against Barack Obama running against Bain Capital and Mitt Romney by Barack Obama. Watch.
I was a steel worker for 30 years. We had a reputation for quality products. It was something that was American made, and we weren't rich, but I was able to put my daughter through college.
Having a good paying job that you can support and raise a family on is hugely important.
That stopped with the sale of the plant to Bain Capital.
I know how business works. I know why jobs come and why they go.
Bain Capital was the majority owner. They were responsible. Mitt Romney was deeply involved in the influence that he exercised over these companies.
They made as much money off it as they could, and they closed it down. They filed for bankruptcy without any concern for the families or the communities.
It's like a fan.
All right, you get the idea. Bain Capital and Mitt Romney destroyed people's lives. All right, this is all hogwash in the first place. But instead of going there and talking to you about the fact that he was at the Olympics for 2 years before these layoffs happened, let's do this. Why don't we just start playing offense? Obama was soundly mocked for this attack, even several prominent Democrats. But he didn't back down. He doubled down yesterday.
I think it's important to recognize that this issue is not a, quote, distraction.
It's not a distraction.
This is part of the debate that we're going to be having in this election campaign.
Yes, the
about
debate.
How do we create an economy where everybody, from top to bottom, folks on Wall Street and folks on Main Street,
yes,
have a shot at success. If your main argument for how to grow the economy is, I knew how to make a lot of money for investors, then you're missing what this job is about.
Got it?
It doesn't.
This leads us to the Barack Obama mystery of the day. Because which is it? You think you're confused about the country? I don't know what the hell this man's even talking about. You see, he left this speech and he released the Bain attack. And on that very same day, he attended a third